Well, President Donald Trump has signed a series of executive orders aimed at boosting the coal industry. Kentucky Senate President Robert Stivers was in Washington during the announcements.
ABC 36's Jane Davenport shares details on how these executive orders could impact Kentucky and why some people are weary of this new exploration.
President Donald Trump brought coal miners to Washington, D.C. as he signed 4 executive orders aimed at limiting restrictions on coal mining production.
There will be pools of money that instead of going to the renewables will be going to the carbon-based coal-fired generating plants to help upgrade them, make them more efficient, more environmentally friendly.
But not everyone agrees that this venture is environmentally friendly. Certain groups, such as the Natural Resources Defense Council, refer to coal as, quote, old, dirty, uncompetitive, and unreliable. But Stivers says these executive orders are a step in the right direction.
It sets up a dynamic which is a point that puts Kentucky in a good position to generate and being a low-cost energy producer.
Kentucky is home to many abandoned coal mines. The state used to be home to many families who heavily relied on these mines to pay for their way of life.
It won't just be miners going back to work. It'll be all the peripheral jobs that will come back that you'll see that used to be there, that people will mine supply store, lumber companies, little grocery store, mom and pop operations. That's the hope.
But the hope isn't always the reality. While Trump, along with Stivers and many other Kentucky leaders, are optimistic about moving forward, there are concerns on how this will impact renewable energy resources like solar and wind. But Stivers says the increase in coal production won't hinder what these other energy sources are already accomplishing, although he says funding will see a shift.
The pots of money that were out there by the Biden administration to encourage renewables will be shifted to assist the investor-owns and the co-ops to help them restore, refurbish what they have basically been letting run down.
He also addressed the tariffs. He says with Trump in office, we're likely to see another industrial revolution. Meanwhile, economists are worried about a potential recession, adding that the impact will be felt by the American people. But Stivers says coal is just one example of how American people can produce and pay domestically for energy.
We are looking at doing something that puts Kentucky and the ability to generate energy in a very good position.
Stivers says he's received several phone calls already regarding accessing properties that have the potential to mine coal. He says Kentucky will start to see an economic impact sooner rather than later. In Frankfort, Jane Davenport, ABC 36 News Now.